One key aspect of security that is often overlooked is reporting and monitoring. Even if you lock everything down, you still want to be notified of suspicious activity happening in your account. You'll also want to know when your environment is getting lots of traffic just from being very popular, or if Azure is suffering some issues itself that affects you. We'll discuss monitoring and reporting in this video.
Another one of Azure's tools that they provide is called Azure Monitor. Now, Azure Monitor gathers events from all sources within Azure and puts them into, basically stores them as log files or counts them as metrics. A log file would be like if somebody logged into a system, that gets logged, that goes into a log file. A metric would be something like the CPU utilization, right? There's no log file that's, recording the CPU every minute, but you can use the metrics to detect the CPU utilization or the memory utilization, store that, and then run some analytics on that. So on the left are all the sources. So your application can actually bubble up information that goes into Azure Monitor. The operating system has logs like a Windows event viewer, application event viewer, security event viewer. Your resource groups within Azure, so as you create resources, do deployments, that gets logged into Azure Monitor. That's subscription level, so creating new resource groups or modifying the authentication for people. So all that stuff gets into your Azure Monitor. And then on the right, you can see all the ways you get data out of Azure Monitor. You can run Power BI reports. You can visualize them into the Azure portal. You can run HD application insights, do certain analytics that are built in, create alerts so that if you want the CPU is over 80% for more than 5 minutes, to text you on your phone, etc. Or you can do programming like logic apps that trigger once something happens. So Azure Monitor is basically a centralized collector of logs and metrics across not only your applications, but across all of Azure, and then you can do stuff with it. One particular element of Azure Monitor is called Azure Service Health. And so you can see I clicked on Azure Service Health in my dashboard, and this is telling me what's going on within the world of Azure. So is there any kind of service issues within Azure, planned maintenance, or any kind of health issues? At this time that I took the screenshot, there were no service issues, but there was one service issue resolved within the past 24 hours. When I click on that, I can see the details that Northern Europe had a connectivity issue for a single rack from 750 to 836. And so this might have impacted me. We're going to talk about this in the next section, but you can see service history is not specific to you. I might not have anything running in Northern Europe, and I might not have been on that particular rack, but it's a service incident that gets logged, and we can tie these together. Now, when you've got your Azure Monitor running the log files and the CPU metrics and all of these other events, and you've got your Azure Service Health, you can actually use them together, where Azure Monitor is specific to you. It's your applications, your servers, the health of your applications and servers, and you can run analysis on that specific to your application and even to your actions. So as you're creating resources and deleting resources, that gets logged too. Whereas the Azure Service Health is general alerts across all of Azure. And you can actually say when something happened, let's say your server went down and got rebooted, you can go to your Azure Service Health and see if there was something that affected everyone and not just you.